Well, Lynn is thank goodness, the prognosis is not as severe as we were scared to death of. And they're talking about he can start working out on Thursday. The other kid has got to have the knee operated on, so he's out for the year. Now, in Lynn's case, even though they may let him go Thursday, they tested him again for a concussion yesterday, and a lot of it's medical stuff that probably ought to come from the doctors and the trainers, because there's nerves involved and some different things, but the underlying fact is that Lynn's it's not anywhere near as severe as we were scared to death of, and the other kid's got the ACL and going to have it operated on. When you get into a game, sometimes one kid has a little harder hand than the other one, or in fact, I think it's an advantage if you don't start at quarterback, as long as you know you're going to play, because of the fact that you get an opportunity from the sideline to see what the defense is doing, get a little feel for the pace of the game and so forth. So when you go in, you don't have to make quite that adjustment that you do when you start a game, because you're never sure what you're going to get. And the good coaches adjust to what they think they have to do to stop you, because what we do may not be the same thing that somebody else does. So I don't think that's a problem. I think both the kids understand where they are, and so far so good. There again, even though both of them are practicing the same things, one may be a little bit more adaptive to a certain type of defense. So we might have a tendency to lean towards starting that guy and taking till we get a feel for what's going on before we would make the substitution. But as we talk right now, I couldn't tell you who we're going to start. Well, Stupar has to come up front. Thank goodness, we've had a little depth there. Mauti has been the leader of the group. Stupar has played well when he's been in there, and he'll have to rise to the occasion, as will the other kids. Hodge has been a kid that's played well at times. Other times he's been a little bit, it just hasn't been as intense as you'd like. So I think they have to look at the situation, realize they have to come to the front. So I think there again, I think there are two positions where we had some depth.
He'll pick up.
Well, as I said earlier, I think that we have some kids that have been, I think Still is obviously a very much underrated football player nationally. I think Still's one of the better linemen in the country. Makes a lot of plays. Astorino is, they were elected as one of the captains. So we have some leadership on that team. As I've said from day one, our biggest problem is a little bit more confident in anticipating what we see so we can make some more plays. So we're struggling a little bit along those lines, but it will not be because of the leadership that we lose in Mauti and Lynn. I'm trying to get this football team just to think about getting a little bit better each week. If you ask me, are we a better team this year going into our fifth game as compared to last year? We're a better team this year than we were going to the fifth game. What that's going to determine as far as wins and losses, I don't know. I'm just trying to get us to play a little bit better this week, and then a little bit better the following week, and see where we go. But this team has been a little bit easier to coach. They've been a little bit more committed. They have a little bit more, I don't want to say poise, maturity is the word I was struggling for. They were a little bit more mature, and I think overall they have a chance to be a good football team. Are we good enough right now to say, hey, let's just go out and maintain a certain level. No. We got a long ways to go to be a really good team yet. But I think we can make it. I think we can. We haven't made it yet. But they're not sure he's ready for it, and I don't think Curtis himself feels he's ready for it. I think he may have played 8-10 plays last weekend. We're trying to bring him along so that we don't jeopardize his future, and yet keep him close enough so that when he feels really well, that he can go in there and be a factor in the football game.